They both are really funny.
Good idea.
They just go with the flow. It's the Hershey and Keegs Show.
Welcome to Hershey and the Keegs Show, starring pitcher Mark Hirschman and his personal catcher, Mike Keegan. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live from the Governor's Comedy Club radio studio. Thanks so much for listening.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday night, 9 o'clock. It's the Hershey and Keegs Show. You're here, we're here, from the bottom of your souls to the middle of your holes. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a blast.
Yeah,
we're going to party, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's fine.
Sounds like a party to me, right?
It's a good way to start the show.
Middle of your
Whatever
hole.
you want.
Yeah.
I'm
Your
curious.
souls to your holes.
I don't want you
That
to,
means your feet to your butt.
I don't want you to have any unduly pressure on you. So, are you finding every week that there's like crippling pressure for you to come up with something on the way here, or as you walk into the studio?
As soon as I hear the music start, I'm like, oh shit, I got to think of something.
Yeah. I mean, the truth is this: we're doing.
Sometimes I have them. Sometimes I have them planned out. Tonight, I did not.
So, I'll give you an out here. I'll give you an out. We can start with something different if you want. I mean, I've kind of gotten used to that, and I like that's your contribution to the show, and that's where it ends. But do you want to discuss something different though?
I say what we do.
Yeah.
We gather up a few of them.
Yeah.
Put a poll up on Facebook.
Yeah.
Whichever one wins, that's the catchphrase.
Yeah, like, so, Mike and the Mad Dog used to start with,
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so each show has their own way to start it. Yeah. So you want to have one.
I would like to get it down. Like, that's what we were discussing kind of in the beginning, and then it was just never addressed after that. So now I'm like, just churning and churning away.
Yeah, like, let's just say that everyone agrees to, from your hips to your tits.
Yeah,
or
hips to the nips or something, yeah.
Hips to your nips.
From your hips to your nips. And then, we'll put the poll up on Facebook, and whoever...
That's not a bad idea. Like, maybe it's like another branding thing as we expand our merchandising.
Yep.
That can be another shirt.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
just we have the one with our faces and the smaller one with our faces, and then we can do the catchphrase.
Yeah.
And we can do
like with Hershey and the Keegs on the front, and on the back it'll just say like making kids cream, like Mr. Softy or something.
Right. Yes, I mean we could do that also. I suppose we could do it. All right, that's something to consider. We'll talk about that, okay? Because I don't want you to feel any more stress than the tiny morsel that you feel from the show. Yeah. I'm sweating away every single day, scouring things, notes, stuff like that. So we're here Tuesday, September the 19th, I believe it is, Mike?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we're getting there. The fall is starting on Saturday or Sunday, I guess. The summer's coming to an end. Yeah. So this is the end of the summer show as we've come to know it.
Exactly.
Obviously. It's been a good
week. Come to know it for the last 30 seconds.
It's been a crazy week. I will tell you that after the show last week, which was a half hour of me and you doing what we do, and then we had a guest for people that remember who were watching, and there was many people watching last week. We had a contest, and the winner was a local soon-to-be business owner, Amanda Gaynor. And so
beautiful girl,
lovely woman, very funny woman, and I've always thought she's funny.
Beautiful.
I've always thought that she's very funny. Okay. So I don't want this to turn. Who was the comic who got into trouble by saying that there's no funny women in comedy, or was it
everybody?
No, it has been a lot. Now Eddie Brill got in trouble.
Eddie
saying
Brill
it.
definitely got in trouble.
Jerry Lewis got in trouble saying it.
All the old school guys.
Yeah, but who else? Some other people have said it.
Mark Hirschman.
Yeah, so I don't. So here's how I feel about it. By the way, so I don't want this to seem anything more than it is. I don't think. Like these people were saying, these legendary comics of the game are saying that it's impossible for a woman to be funny. I think that was their thing.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way. I think that you can be, there's no reason why you can't be funny as a woman. I happen to think that there are not a lot of comedians that are female that I find funny. personally.
But I do know some females that are some of the funniest comics that I know.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. It's not
Few and far between, may it be.
But again, that's not because it's not anatomically possible, or I just don't think that there are a lot of them from my money.
Yep.
Obviously, people that we know, Carrie, I think is very funny. Jessica Curson, I think is very funny. Up until the time that she canceled us a half hour before coming on, I thought Tammy Pescatelli was very funny. Now I think she's totally, not as
one of the best. Patty Rossborough.
Patty's a killer.
Doesn't get much better.
Patty's
than Patty
a killer.
Carla Okerson.
So let's go on to Carla's very funny. I know that she's watching, and I don't want to get 4 flat tires. Yeah. Carla's great. The point is that listen, I don't think Amanda's going to become a stand-up comic. I just think that she has that kind of wit and sharpness, as you saw on the show, first time ever on a podcast. So I will say that I was inundated with text messages, as I usually am after the show, and I must have gotten, I would say, all kidding aside, 8 or 9 texts like, dude, that girl's pretty funny.
Yeah, she really was. She was a great guest.
There was like, oh my God, she was fucking hot. Like,
she was giving you the business a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I love when people give you the business.
She gave me the business, and it worked. So I got a lot of those texts. And I also got, and this is something we're going to do a little deep dive into, because it's gotten to the point where while it's funny, there's probably some element of serious people who are surely positive that you were homosexual.
You are leading the pack on that.
I didn't mean to throw you off there, but I'm just telling you. I didn't tell you I was going to talk about this, but I did get.
Oh, really? You're really?
No, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. No, I swear to God, I have multiple.
Has my dad been texting you?
No. But I've gotten many people who have many. I'm gonna read a couple of them if you don't mind.
Names? Are you naming names?
I don't. Let's put it this way: the people that, to a man, the people that had texted me about your gayness would have no issue with me saying their names, and it's not anybody that you know. Okay. So I'm going to protect their identity just because I didn't discuss with them that I
love how people that don't even know me think I'm gay.
Yeah, well, they watch the no, people who watch the show. Yeah. People that watch the show. So I'm going to read you a couple of them, okay? In no particular gay order. I got one text from a local businessman who is a very close family friend, and he wrote one sentence to me, and then I wrote back to him, and he never responded after that. His sentence was, "Keegs is gay." That's all he wrote. And I wrote,
my dad's name.
No, and I wrote back, "I'm almost certain of it." And then that was the end of the conversation. Like, I don't think he was trying to make a joke. I don't think he was looking to have a conversation.
You know the funny thing? He's never even listened to the podcast.
No, in order for him to have said that, that's right. No, he did. So he sent me a text, and he's not a good texter. I would say I know the guy for 15 years. He almost never has started a text conversation with me ever. So
he's just like, I can't not do this. I have to text.
So Wednesday, 10:24 in the morning, Keegs is gay. That was it.
That's early in the morning. That's like one of the first things he's thinking about.
Because on Wednesday mornings, I obviously bust into your Facebook account, and then I'm on mine, and I'm texting people, and I'm harassing. So that was one of them. The next one was at 10:12 Wednesday morning. So it just goes to show there's a pattern here. Okay. There's a pattern. So here's what it said. It said, "I have no doubt now, Keegs is gay!" Exclamation point. "Who knew East Meadow was the East Coast San Francisco!" Exclamation point. By the way, comma, "I'm free for this weekend for Gay Sunday or just to play, quote unquote, the game."
That's awesome. I've never done Gay Sunday and the game in the same day.
The Gay Sunday game would be terrific for you.
Is that from a gay person?
No. These are all heterosexuals.
I'm turning people now. I'm making people switch teams.
This next one is from someone who I know since I'm a kid. We actually took driver's ed together. There's been years where we don't see each other, but he's the kind of the guy that you see and like you're always buddies with him because you're friends for a long time. I was out for dinner at Chris and Tony's about 2 or 3 months ago, and he was also at the table with this group. So he sends me a text message the other day. This was Wednesday morning. Another one. Mike is now. There's multiple O's. Mike is so gay, is what it says.
You know what's gay is to write so.
It's so gay. So then he wrote, and I'm not sure if there's some sort of gay lingo here that I'm not aware of. So maybe, being that you probably know it better than me, ask him if they docked while they were doing gay Sundays. That Finook. Finook. So I don't know.
I have no idea what docking means.
But docking
if I was to guess, maybe it would be if two men, one of whom is circumcised and the other one is not. I
love how he's making up his own description.
No, this really is what it is. I know
docking.
What it is.
Yeah, okay.
It's called space docking, actually.
Yeah,
it's you know how if two spaceships when they gas one of them if you go to the Russian space station you link up with it to gas up.
You link.
So that's what you do. It's two gay guys, two penises going at each other.
Oh, touching.
One of them is not circumcised. So so
it's like a mushroom top, and then
you spread the foreskin over the other.
Understood. Oh wow! So it's very detailed.
Yeah, you
maybe he's a doctor. I don't know.
He might be a doctor.
Yeah, okay.
You take the foreskin of the uncircumcised penis and you put it over the circumcised penis.
Oh, okay.
And that's how they do it.
Almost like a helmet.
They go back and forth. Yeah, like you give them you're putting a blanket on somebody.
Oh, a little covering.
Yeah, like a little
covering. Okay.
That's what docking is. I've heard.
We have a comment on YouTube.
Yes. Oh, great.
From a gentleman who claims he made out with you this past Saturday night.
Oh,
boy.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's hear it.
That's what it says.
He might have COVID now.
Let's go ahead and let's hear what his name is.
It's Jeff Bosey. No, is it really?
Okay. All right, Bozeman. Bozeman says that he's had.
You know what's gay is that I knew exactly who it was because you know what?
It happened.
It happened.
It happened. So I'm going to tell you.
I'm trying to think of everyone that I made out with this weekend, and I'm like, oh yeah, Jeff Bosey.
All right, Bozeman. Thank you for that contribution. So before I continue on with this text, I'm going to tell you that one of the first times that I remember vividly hanging out with you is you booked me for I did a spot at that place you used to book on East Meadow. That Coasters.
Yes.
Yeah. And
you showed up to that?
Yeah.
Really?
It was me. It was Tom D'Arienzo, the late Tom D'Arienzo, the magician.
Yeah, Pat D'Arienzo.
It was Pat D'Arienzo. Yeah. It was Bettina Hornig. It was Joe Milonis.
Wow.
This is a long time ago.
What a show.
And we were drinking. You were really fucking drinking. Like you were trash.
Well, yeah. They used to pay my bar tab there.
You were like pasted. Okay. Yeah. And I remember when I left, you gave me a hug and then you kissed me on the cheek. Okay. Now that I didn't think gay, by the way, just so you know. Because there are friends. I don't know do you have friends like Italians will kiss each other sometimes?
Yeah.
I have not a lot of friends, but like my friend Brian Yaris, was a minor league baseball player, Jewish kid, big, tall, good-looking kid, married, a couple of kids. When we see each other, especially nowadays when it's we don't see each other a lot, we'll kiss each other on the cheek.
Yeah.
Is that something that you and your friends will do, or you don't kiss your dad, you don't even hug your dad?
No, exactly. Only when I'm drinking.
Okay.
So I don't. I'm not a. That's not my thing.
It's not your thing. Okay, because you always kiss men. Okay.
Yeah, I was.
You were just
affectionate with you.
No, but I guess what I'm getting at is, and not that there's anything wrong with it, but the truth is, you might have more than the average male who has a certain amount of testosterone. Mm-hmm. You might have a little bit of a dearth of it, and maybe a little extra estrogen is what I'm saying. It's possible.
That could very well be.
Yeah.
Like it might not. I'm not like effeminate to meet me or anything. But
not effeminate
at all. I
all.
have homosexual tendencies.
No, I mean you look like a lesbian, but it doesn't mean that you are one.
Yeah,
though.
but lesbians are like dudes.
Right. Yeah, that's right. You're actually much less masculine than a lesbian. It's interesting.
I'm just a feminine lesbian.
You are. So he said
I'm a lipstick lesbian. They call it.
Ask him if they dock while they're doing gay Sundays, and then he wrote that Finook. He called you a Finook. I don't know what is a Finook.
I guess it's a slur for homosexual people.
Is it?
It's an Italian slang. Yeah.
Okay, so he called you a Finook, and then after that, his follow-up, this was a little bit more understandable. Yeah. After a touchdown, were they cock bumping? He asked.
Yes. Honestly, Honestly, that was one of the things.
Because you guys. So just to remind people, if anyone happened to miss last week's show, Mike would do gay Sundays with his friends, and they would cook and watch football, and they'd all be in their underpants.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but did you hear what he just said?
What?
But we would that cop bump is something that we actually because you score a touchdown, you chest bump with somebody. We did it with our wieners.
Oh, you wiener roasted together.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
But was that one of my friends that was
no,
there?
No, this guy doesn't know you at all.
That's exactly what we would do.
He doesn't know you from a hole in the
wall.
wall.
If the Buffalo Bills score a touchdown, you bump wieners.
And then his last thing that he wrote was your discussions with him in the beginning of the show are hilarious. So that was
that's a nice compliment.
There was nothing bad here at all.
No, exactly. Nothing's bad.
Nothing.
There's nothing wrong with being gay.
No, of course
gay.
not.
I mean,
no, right, exactly. So those were the. I think Amanda might have had also said something like Keegs is so gay, but we did a lot. We did, she enjoyed the show. She got a lot of positive feedback from people on her end. She got a lot of positive feedback from people on our end.
Awesome.
And
she was great. She didn't message me, thank you, or anything.
No, well, I think it's probably because she'd prefer that the show eventually become Mandy and the Keegs.
I like it.
Yeah, it's listen, things happen. We've seen it happen. Mike and the Mad Dog broke up, and so things potentially could happen. It's as simple as changing some banners and merch and stuff like that. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Yeah, exactly.
So so speaking, by the way, and this is something that I find a little bit obnoxious that you do. I think I mentioned a few weeks ago that I like to be able to wake up on Wednesday mornings the day after the show is over, and I text blanket a few people, Tony. I post it on Facebook. I post it on all social media, and then I used to bother Mike, please post it. Just because you have 5,000 people, and it would be nice if you did that. And he really would never do it. He's too busy, whatever. So I said simply, can I have the password for your Facebook account? He was like, absolutely. Absolutely. So the first password that he had given me, which was months ago, involved me and sucking penis. Yeah.
It was weird. That's been my password for years.
Right.
Before you even asked for it.
So last week after the show, I go to sign in with the password, and it doesn't work. So I text Mike, and I'm like, "What? I can't get in." He's like, "Oh shit, I had a breach or whatever."
Yeah,
so
I had to sign into
password.
a different device, and it made me change my password.
Yeah, and so then he texts me immediately the new password, and without even thinking twice, it involves me and a penis in my ass. And I'm not telling you the exact, there's numbers involved and things like that. I'm like, I understood the first time, but no, every time your password.
Literally, my online banking password.
So every single time it involves me with something like
That's
penis.
That's
okay.
every password that I have. My Juliana's library online password.
Her library card says it. That's nice. That's very nice, Michael. That's very nice.
Oh man,
very nice.
No, I like to.
Yeah. Speaking of, by the way, of not some person that we know is not a homosexual, and not that there's anything wrong with it, but did you hear about this guy? There's a Miami Dolphins cornerback named Xavier Howard.
Crazy, right?
Do you know the story?
Yeah.
He recently, it was found out that he, at the same exact time, had 4 separate women pregnant.
Unbelievable.
That is, I mean, you can't say how to do it. We know how he did it. Yeah. But
yeah, a Caucasian gentleman.
I mean, I don't even. I haven't seen a photo.
Nope.
But no, I don't know. What
Surprise! Surprise!
And I didn't go to Hebrew
Xavier
school.
Howard.
I never went to Hebrew school with anyone named Xavier Howard. But the point is, though, what kind of lack of regard for human life?
I know.
No, I shouldn't say that. I mean, he obviously likes human life.
Well, yeah, he's definitely pro-life.
He's a pro-lifer, but he's just out there whipping it out.
Yeah, that guy better remain a superstar because he's gonna have some child support payments.
I mean,
win the Super Bowl, drive off in a Hyundai. That kind of.
I'm wondering if he did he just find out that 4 women that he had sex with were pregnant, or was it I'm going with number 4?
Was he trying to do it?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. And usually you read up on these things, so I didn't know if you knew.
It's probably just a numbers game. He's probably banging 30 chicks, and then 4 of them get pregnant because he's got African super sperm.
I mean, 4 chicks to be impregnated are a lot. I mean, we know Nick Cannon. It seems like he has babies, and he goes on to
least
another
he
woman.
staggers
It
them,
sounds like
though.
it's staggered. It sounds
Yeah.
like it's a little bit staggered. So
You
Xavier
know how,
and
like,
Howard,
like Irish people, they have like Irish twins if they're born within 12 months.
12
of each
months.
Other.
Yeah, I have friends who are Irish twins. Yeah.
He's got like Harlem quadruplets.
Is that the politically
That's
correct
the,
term for it?
Yeah, that's the medical term.
That's the medical
Yeah.
term. Yeah. So I know you're a big football buff.
Oh yeah.
So you were aware of Xavier and Howard's
I was-
exploits.
Yeah.
You were aware of that.
I was aware of it. I was there for two of them.
You were there. Okay. Just wanted to make sure of that. One thing that you were not aware of, and I'm disappointed about this, and Tony and I, we broke the big Jackie Martling rule before the show. We were talking about this. Did you know that a business in Wantor, right near the old Shooters on Wantor Avenue, just last week was boarded up on 2901 South Wantor Avenue because it was being used for an illegal massage parlor and for prostitution?
I did not. If I knew,
I'm just saying,
If
though,
I knew,
like,
I'd be in jail right now.
It almost feels like you're being a little bit of a slack dog because that's your thing. Like, some people like to play chess, some people like to read.
Yeah.
You like to solicit prostitutes.
There you go. Exactly. I didn't
So-
know about that one, and that's,
Yeah.
you know, I work. I have a day job, like we.
Like how you
sometimes.
ruin it with the day job
I
every
know,
week. Just
but
say
I-
you're in that area.
I'm in that
sometimes.
area 5 days a week from
Yeah.
8 to 4. You know,
Right, you're out loitering from 8 to 4. Well, there's a Carvel over there and a nice drive-through deli.
is it my hero? Is it no? It's not my hero.
What,
There's,
do you ever go to that
Snaps
drive-through
over
deli
there.
over there? There's like
Yes,
a,
yeah.
Yeah,
Very
Snaps
good.
is over there, and
Snaps is awesome. They have
Dirty
a $5
Tacos
burger.
over there.
Dirty Tacos over there. Cedar Creek
That's
Park.
also what they call the massage parlor.
Yes, that's right. You get the Dirty Sanchez there.
Shooters
the
is
side
still
dish.
there though, right? It's still
Shooters
is
open.
there.
My buddy,
It's-
I think my buddy owns it.
It's basically the it's right down the block from Shooters.
There's a
This
great
strip of-
candy shop there too. Granny's Candy
Oh
Shop.
yeah, that
Yes.
place. People actually have like parties there. Like you can do a
exactly.
party
right
there.
next to the old rub and tug.
That's exactly right. You can go get a pound of fudge and go get get spanked.
Drop your kid off at the fudge factory and get whacked off.
It's an interesting concept, and I have actually put some thought into this. Did you ever see the commercials where you could become an inventor by just going ahead? What happened?
My friend Vinny just texted me.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm watching the show. Make sure you tell everyone that you like to take candid pictures of women's feet also. I guess we
that
could
true?
save that for another.
We could say that for a whole nother thing.
But,
when we try to con people,
It is
thinking
true.
too-
Vinny's one of my best friends. He
Yeah.
is my best friend.
Vinny Capozzi?
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
Vinny Capozzi, yeah.
I don't know him. I just know. I just stalk your shit, and I'm on your Facebook
But
most of the
we used to
time.
hang out at bars, and I used to just, you know.
Isn't that weird that I just knew his name like that?
Yeah,
I have no.
that's
I
so
never
weird.
even met
Yeah.
him.
You're
Yeah.
gay, Mark.
I am. I definitely am. But I was thinking the other day. So they have these commercials where you can become an inventor. You can go ahead and you just got to patent it and pay this money. Have you ever thought about inventing anything at any point? This is before Shark Tank. They used to have these invention commercials
Yeah.
where you can. Obviously, it doesn't
Get a
go
patent.
very far, but
Yeah.
over the years I've come up with different things that have
Have
never
you?
gone anywhere. Yeah, I wanted to create something for shopping carts where there could be a little TV when you were. Long story short, I never went anywhere. But what about? So, do you know places like daycares where you can drop your kids off? Obviously,
Yeah.
you drop them off and you give them their food and you go to work, whatever.
Yeah.
And then there are also places nowadays where you can drop your dogs off for the day if you don't want your dog home.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, why there isn't a business where you can drop your kids and your dog off at the same place?
Huh.
Is that not a bad concept?
That's a great idea. What
And
do you
like-
call it? Do you have a name for it?
I don't have a name for it, and hopefully we can come up with one together. But I was thinking,
Called Bang the Wife o'clock. Because then you're going to go home and bang your wife.
no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. You get
No.
rid of, well, not you, but.
No, but think about the concept, because like both of these places, when you go, you get a little report at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, like JoJo was great today. He drank his bottle. Or, Scruffy, played well with the other dogs.
Yeah.
Maybe you can do this where you bring your child and your kid to a place and they can give
Kibbles
you-
and tots.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. And they can say like Coco took 2 shits outside today, and so did Melanie. Do you think there's a thing here?
I like that. Yeah, definitely.
I'm just saying, if this
Now we
doesn't-
could bring it to Shark Tank, though.
Yeah, or Shark Tank.
Yeah, when I say
Shark
so-
Tank. We bring it to the French television.
Christopher
Shark
Walken,
Tank.
we could bring it to Shark Tank.
That wasn't bad.
Thank you very much.
We can bring it to Shark Tank.
We could bring it to Shark Tank.
That's not bad.
You know, there's one of the things where he was hosting like Saturday Night Live one time.
Yeah.
And he was like asking everybody like how he should the Foo Fighters run. He was hosting.
Yeah. Yes.
And he's like, I'm not going to say it how regular people say it. Like, if you introduce them, you'll put the emphasis on Foo. So it'd be the Foo Fighters. But he's
Fighters.
like, I do the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Foo Fighters.
I think you actually have the voice a little bit there.
I'm just gonna be a Christopher Walken tribute.
Have you ever at any point decided that you were going to try an impersonation on stage at all? Have you ever?
No, never.
But that I think the Walken potentially.
I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot this weekend. I
Yeah.
have 45 minutes to kill, and I don't think I have 45 minutes. So.
Are you gonna? I think you should try to see if you can split that show up a little bit. 45 is a lot.
45 is a lot of Mike Keegan.
45 is a lot for anybody, though.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a lot of time.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're bringing. We'll promote that show in a little bit, but maybe you can give Goots and whoever else a little bit of
Yeah,
time.
Goots. I think Joe Milonis is going to take a ride too.
Oh,
Hopefully I'll
good.
Give him
Okay.
some time, so.
I mean, if I'm around,
I would love to ask you, Mark,
You know-
but I always get turned down. I feel I have PTSD from asking. Hey, Mark, you want to come to Bristol, Pennsylvania? On
I mean,
Friday?
I like Bristol.
Yeah?
The Little League World Series for.
I swear to God, you want to come and do 10 minutes?
I mean,
I think you should.
maybe. What do you think, Tone?
I just said I think
What
you should.
do you think? We'll talk about that after the show.
All right.
You know, not to make me uncomfortable or anything like that. But what was I saying just now? So, but you're not really gay, right, Mike?
What's gay? I think
really gay.
the gay is subjective.
I think. I just think that you're a sensitive man.
I love women.
Right. Well, maybe you're bisexual. Possibly, is that possible?
Maybe I am bisexual.
Yes, I think
That
that's
could
right.
very-
That.
I
Yeah.
mean, I keep forgetting we're on air.
There is another
Oh,
comment
boy.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think the proper term for Mike is gender fluid.
Oh.
As far as Mike is concerned, nothing is off the table. That is from one Charles Fox.
Ooh,
Oh,
I like
Chuck
Chuck
Fox.
Fox, my good friend.
Thanks,
Just
Chuck.
killed. We had him on a show Friday night.
Chuck's
killed.
great.
He killed
here
it.
in the giggle room. And gender fluid, maybe what I am, and also maybe what I like sprayed all over me.
You like gender's fluid. So people's fluid from the gender. Speaking of gender fluid all over you, tell me the show this weekend. It was you, Charles Fox.
Oh, great show. Carl and I produced it. We had Charles Fox. Chuck Fox was there.
Great.
Jonathan Barrios, Daniel Ray, a couple of Hispanic young men.
Yep. Just the way you like them.
And then there's a trio of guys that go around. They kind of just started doing comedy. They're new.
Yeah.
Gary Port, John Allen, and Anthony Ciccio.
Okay.
And they all do shows together. It's kind of cute. And they were
They go on stage together?
no, but they
Oh.
do all the shows. They
Yeah.
travel as a trio and go separately.
Yeah.
But it was a great show. We had my buddy Dave Satzik he booked shows up at Levity Live in Nyack.
Oh, I know Dave.
He's
yeah.
a great guy. Great. We had him close it out, and it was a fantastic show.
Okay.
Yeah, it was right here in the Giggle Room at Governor's.
So you had a good show. What day was that?
That was
Friday?
Saturday.
Tony had his magical mystery tour over at the brokerage this weekend.
Yes, that's
Right,
right.
Tom?
How was the?
It was actually moved to the patio. But we had a good show. Not a huge turnout, but we had a good show.
But here's the thing, though. Tony, for this magical mystery tour that he does, for lack of a better way to describe
Magical
it,
mystery.
he's got a following where there's a group of people that are always going to be there. So you're never going to walk into a Tony show and have 3 people. There's always going to be 30, 40, 50 people. Some shows 150, some shows 200. This one was a little bit smaller. But you're also looking at Rosh Hashanah. You're looking at football. You're looking
I like how you
at...
say it, Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah, Rosh Hashanah. Well, that's how
say Rosh
rabbis say.
Hashanah.
I'm a rabbi, so I'm allowed to say it that way. But Tony, was this one you had the Bose man on it? Who was on the show?
Bosie was in it.
Yeah.
Wearing a dress. He plays my daughter. Yeah.
Is it? Do you? No, I've never been to one.
Okay.
Is it usually the same crew of people that you have working?
For the
though?
most part, yes.
It is.
Yeah.
and you get into a comfort, and is it the same show every time, or?
We have a few different shows, but the show that we did, which is our mob show, that's our most popular show. That's a show where we do probably 90% of the time.
Really?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So yeah, there's 6 of us in it, and yeah, we have a great time. We really enjoy it, and we sold out the Giggle Room. I don't know, earlier this year, late last year, and I mean, we had the place. The place was just going nuts. I remember Tim Gage and Laura came walking in because they didn't know what was going on. They wouldn't know what all the noise was.
What is is it laughing? Is it screaming? Is it?
It's a party atmosphere. There's music and dancing. We play some stupid party games just to keep an energy going, and it's interactive. We're not up on the stage, where you're just watching a scripted show.
I feel I owe it to Tony. He's done enough for me in my life.
I really wanted to go Sunday, and we had something to do. I forget what we did.
Was Carla here?
Was she here Sunday?
I thought I saw her during the show. I'm not positive it was her because I was doing in the middle of the show, but I thought I saw her.
Could I ever attend one of these and not be part of the audience? Like, I just want to see.
Oh, absolutely. If we go up to somebody and they, give us a signal or tell us we just keep going. We don't make anybody do anything. Never.
Interesting.
But you don't owe me anything. First off,
no.
You want to come? I'll get you and your wife in.
I do want to come.
Me.
I do want to come. I definitely want to see.
No, I definitely want to go. I was gonna come, and I just looked. I was doing a show out in Ronkonkoma at some Italian motorcycle gang club.
Oh, okay.
And Carla was not here; she was home.
Mm-hmm.
But
she was home. She wasn't
home,
here.
She was not here yet.
Oh, all right.
I'd like to attend one of these Tony things. I'm not kidding now.
No, definitely.
I know that I say I'm going to go
when
places.
We're free
but
on the night that there is.
Yeah,
one.
like I said, I was going to go watch Sam play ball. I went to that. I want to go to a.
We're not
very nice
bullshitters.
Yeah. What is it called? Tony and Tina's wedding?
No. Well, this is very much. It is. That's how I describe it to a lot of people. It's Tony and Tina's wedding with a murder. Because it's the same type of theater. And I know the guy that owns Tony and Tina's. I've done some work with him. Joe Corcoran, great guy. He's from Levittown.
Oh wow.
But it is. It's very much the same type of show. Ours is a little more scripted, but it's still very much the same thing.
Well, I definitely, totally serious. I definitely plan on attending that.
And you should too, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Can I read? Is it all right that I'm reading comments?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course.
All right. TDS Strat Grinder.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, I think this is one of my kids' YouTube accounts, but this is Amanda. So,
why does your kid have a Grinder YouTube account?
Amanda.
Yeah.
She was on the show last week.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She says, and these two couldn't be gayer. Between Mark's glasses and Keegs needing confirmation of what is actually gay, they are both screaming circle jerk. Mike wanted to go and couldn't. It was gay Sunday. He was definitely busy.
Exactly. I said, I had a show. I had a show at a motorcycle club. No,
Lots of leather.
It was gay
Yeah,
Sunday.
This show is kind of.
We should do gay Sundays in the Giggle Room with the murder mystery. Gay Sunday murder mystery night.
Yeah.
Oh, how did I
That's
get
my
roped
invention.
into this?
I love it.
Why did I get roped into
I don't
this?
I don't know.
I like how this show is just kind of transforming into just Amanda's show now.
It's
Like,
Amanda's
She's
show.
hot and funny, man. She's
know. She's the
doesn't get
total
much better than
package.
she's a
that.
good
Yeah.
kid. She's a good kid, and I think there's a future for her in this industry. Ultimately,
Yes.
Speaking of funny in this industry, I was at a place today. I had a valet park my car. I'm not going to get into where I was,
La
but
Piazza and Merrick.
so I valet parked my car, and I see that the guy who is approaching my car, he's in his 60s, looks like he's an Italian guy. He's got like his shirt open, he's got a chain on, and he's looking at my license plate. And my license plate says, it just made you laugh. That's what it says. And he's like, he's like trying to read it. Madu. And I'm like, dude, it's made you laugh, you fucking dummy. You dummy. And
Medea, are you Tyler Perry?
Medea, yeah, exactly. He's like, Medea goes to jail, Medea. So I'm like, made you laugh. He's like, oh, made you laugh. Got it. I'm like, did it? He's like, no, not at all. This fucking douche.
He didn't even humor you, huh?
So he's like, why is it made you laugh? I said, I have a podcast. I'm stand-up comic, whatever. He's like, oh, I got a joke for you.
Here we go.
So he says to me, he goes, what did the Italian guy say to the Jew? And he said, what a Jew face. So I'm like, Okay, go ahead. He's like, no, that's the joke. And I'm like, you missed the premise.
He was literally just calling you a Jew face.
No, but I'm waiting for there are bad jokes, and then there are jokes that you're missing either the premise or the punch or the topic. It's jokes are usually in 3 parts. So he said, "What did you face?
What did you face?"
And I'm like, all right. He's like, that's the only joke I got. I'm like, you might want to pick up another one. You know?
You got to give him your license plate now.
Yeah. Well, no. He knew he obviously did.
Did he know you were Jewish? Well, he looked at you.
I mean, no, I turned to the side. It was a dead giveaway. You know?
You knocked his glasses off.
He asked me if I was a toucan. Yeah. But what a Jew face. I had met the guy literally 10 seconds.
And he's calling you a Jew face.
He's like, what a Jew face. The accent was good. I'm like, all right, you got that thing going.
Yeah.
He's like, no, that's just how I talk. And I'm like, all right, so then you weren't funny at all, basically.
He's basically saying, what am I saying to you?
Right.
What up, Jew face?
What a Jew face. What a Jew face. I'm like, all right, what else you got? So that relationship was a bust.
Oh, man. I thought you were going to say he's coming to our show. He's bringing his whole family.
No. That's happened to me. That happened last year at James Taylor when I met those nice ladies and they came to the show.
That's why you're drinking that. Charles Fox says, if I can get 10 minutes on that Sunday gay show, I'll show up in heels and a dress.
Yeah.
Chuck, you're booked.
You're in, Chuck. Chuck's in. Chuck
killed this week, Chuck Fox. It was awesome.
I bet he did. Chuck
show.
Fox is a good comic.
Yeah.
It's really, really strong.
Yep.
So we have to talk about the elephant in the room for a second, okay?
I lost weight. Jesus Christ.
I don't mean nothing to do with you.
All right, Jew face.
Nothing. No, I wasn't referring to you at all. You look great.
All right.
You look great.
Sorry for calling you Jew face.
And this is uncomfortable for me. I'm not gonna lie. It's uncomfortable. It's awkward. We're close friends, and this potentially could. I hope it doesn't put a dampering on our relationship, but anything's possible. The other day, I must have around 12 o'clock. I think I had fallen asleep, and I woke up. Maybe let the dogs out, and I look on my phone.
Let the dogs out.
I let the. I was just doing that.
Now we know the answer to that question.
Yeah, I was doing that, and I look at my phone and I see that there's a missed video chat call on my Facebook, and I'm like, oh, I hope it was somebody good. And the missed video chat was from Diane Marbito Keegan.
It's my mother.
Yeah, I know. And it was like,
it's my mother.
but it wasn't even like it was like during the day. Like,
Yeah, what time was it?
it was after 11 o'clock at night on a
serious?
Saturday night. Yeah. After that, it was like 11 something. So let me just take
She always goes to bed at like 10 o'clock. So she's laying in bed calling you.
Yeah, well, so luckily I had missed it, or unluckily, or whatever you want to say.
11:03 it says.
11:03 p.m. But I will.
You have the. Oh my God! You screwed
I will preface by saying that there was a period of time where me, Carla, and your mom had been in some sort of discussion of planning a party for you. Remember that? Yeah.
Some kind of weird.
Yeah. We were in a heart-shaped glass in the Poconos together. No. We were.
You're like single white femaling me
That's
right
right.
now.
I definitely am a single white female like that. So we had been talking, and then your mom and I spoke on the phone. And as you could probably tell by some of her things that she's written on Facebook, your mom is taking a liking to me. There's no.
It's so weird.
Like she wrote something. Like I wrote. You wrote about a show, and I was like, I'll be there. And then your mom wrote, I'm only going because Mark's going.
And then I told her he's just joking. He doesn't go to these things.
He doesn't go to shows.
Exactly.
That's right. That's exactly right. He used to go to a lot of them. Now he doesn't anymore. But so that was that. And then the next day, I see, I let the dogs out. Woo, woo. And I see that she called me. So I gave Tony her number, and I think we need to kind of hash this shit out tonight. If you're okay with it,
I'm okay with it, but it's weird.
I don't know what this is. This is not scripted. We don't know what's gonna happen. We don't even know if she'll answer. Is she awake at this point?
Well, she's probably waiting for you to get home so she can call you. I don't know.
That's right.
She should be
That's
awake
right.
still. It's 20 to 10.
So
Right,
we'll hope that she'll
It's
answer.
gonna get weird.
I hope not.
Oh boy.
You want to start the conversation, or
I will. I
or
get to the
she's
bottom
used to
of
me
this.
starting it.
Smash that guitar over your head.
Now she doesn't answer.
Yeah, right. Exactly. She's like, this isn't Mark. Nobody else calls me this late.
She might not recognize the number. That's part of the deal, though. So just give her a little bit of heads up. You know, she could be asleep already. She could be already dreaming about me. It's possible. You never know. Yeah,
She might be. I don't think so. She was,
no,
she
9:30
works in
something.
it, yeah.
Well, if she doesn't pick up, I had also gotten a missed FaceTime from your aunt. No, I didn't.
Which one? Patty, Grace?
Patty and Grace Morabito had reached out actually. And,
Why does my family like you so much? They don't even like me.
why does anybody like me? The truth is, I'm totally irritating.
I know, seriously.
I bother people. What'd she say?
She said her phone did not ring.
Oh, let's make sure we have try it again, Tone. Yeah,
Okay.
the number, you threw it out already.
No, I got it.
Whenever Sally was here, the phones always rang when you called.
It was
know?
weird because it got like a busy signal at the end there. Like,
He called
is
the wrong
calling-
number.
Yeah, he's calling.
It's just like these are the kind of things where
He's calling like Bensonhurst 7.
Is that? Can you see this? It's not on camera. Can you see it? Is that the right number?
Sorry, I can't see that
God.
far.
I wrote it down. So did I have it wrong?
Yeah, that's the one.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
All right.
Say
Let's
he's
give it
gonna
a try again.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really, but I'm giving her the heads up. I don't even know
Nothing's
if I
ever
want her
easy.
to answer. Because
Don't give false numbers because you're afraid that me and your mom are in love. Okay.
If it's love, I'll be fine with it. I don't want it to be like some weird late night.
I saw your car at Barbie Dolls today, so don't think that. Okay, here we go. Take 2. What in God's name is happening here?
It's not. I mean, we hear it ringing. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's strange.
God, this is the worst.
This is terrible.
All right, screw it. I'll call it. I'll call from my cell.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. She needs another one of my friends' phone numbers.
Let me tell you, the build up for this bit really is. It's better.
I better actually find out that you're sleeping with my mom now.
That's right. That's right. Michael, I am your father. Your nose is looking a little crooked.
I am always looking for a bargain.
I mean, I am technically old enough to be your dad. I am 12 years older than you, and I was definitely firing.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
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 You're on the Hershey and the Keegs
This is the
show.
Hershey and the Keegs show.
Hi.
We had a quick question for you.
Notice
Yes.
how she's talking in that sultry way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is there any reason why you called Mark with a video chat the other night at 11:30 p.m.?
I don't know what happened.
I
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know if I texted him or something on Facebook.
Sounds,
And I have no idea. For some reason, all of a
sounds
sudden I
very-
saw it and I panicked.
Yeah.
Well, Mark,
But that
yeah,
happens-
I'm panicking now because Mark thinks you're in love with him.
All I'm saying is just like, to be honest with you, most marriages have ended with stories like you just told. Okay? So,
Oh, you're my son's best friend, and
right. Like, you,
And then, what was funny was I said, oh, wait, I thought you were calling me. And I
oh,
couldn't tell if it was an incoming or outgoing, right?
yeah.
Mark can't.
And
either.
I said, you know what? The last time, and I must have been in my messenger,
Yes.
because then what popped up the text before was when I spoke to you about Michael's surprise party we were
Right,
supposed
because
to have.
we deleted all the texts in between those times.
Well, this is some surprise party I'm having right now.
There you go.
Surprise, Mike.
Exactly. Surprise, Mike. So I don't know what happened. I guess maybe I was just scrolling through stuff, but I would never call anybody at 11:30 at night.
Exactly.
I know.
Now I feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
No.
Like I wouldn't do that to you with one of your friends.
All right, thanks.
Well,
Don't tell Dad.
this is certainly not the way I expected this to turn out. Because I've been excited ever since. I felt like when Stacy's father passed, may he rest in peace. Mike and his mom came and spent a nice amount of time.
We sat Shiva.
Sat Shiva, and I felt
Yes.
like that me and Mike's mom had bonded, and we had gazed into each other's eyes a few times. As I asked her to please pass the noodle pudding, and it just felt I felt something I never felt before.
Well, there you go.
How do you like that? See?
Well, it's never too late for anything, Mark.
Yeah.
But I do like younger men. As I get older, I do like younger men.
Oh, terrific. That's great. That's terrific.
But I've done that a couple of times. Also, like with FaceTime, all of a sudden, because that the sound that it makes when it's and I don't like FaceTime. I don't really do it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my God, who am I FaceTiming? And I quickly hit that red button to end the call.
Oh, you hear like the da-da-da-da-da-da, you hear like that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the heck? Who the heck did I do this time?
Right.
Oh gosh.
Well,
I'm glad that you guys thought of me tonight. Though.
Yeah. No, I would say that's a good cover up. Nobody's going to believe any of this stuff.
There you go. Exactly, Mark.
And
I'm surprised
I
you
will
made this call.
Yeah. I will meet you at the Valbrook Diner at 12:30 a.m. like usual.
You got it. Sounds good.
You know the table we like.
I'm gonna check on her every hour.
You know the table we like by the window in the back. We make sure that George is our waiter. You know the usual.
Okay. Yeah, just make sure the usual. Yeah, now that everyone knows,
That's
but
exactly
okay,
right.
That's all right. Yeah. See, Mike, now you know, Mike, what I'm really doing at 7:00.
Yeah, because you're not showing houses. She hasn't had a real estate license in 5 years.
Mama Keegs, how is the real estate going? How's that industry working out these days?
It's good. It's starting to pick up. I have a closing tomorrow. I'm very excited.
Wow.
Nice.
I have a closing tomorrow, and I have a closing on a rental. So tomorrow's going to be a nice day.
Well,
Maybe we should buy me a new outfit.
we're going to need that money for that extra apartment.
That's right. Exactly. There you
These
go.
hotel rooms aren't going to pay for themselves.
Yeah, now you can
There you go,
you can get the Marriott instead of the Red Roof
That's
Inn.
right. I'm sick of that
No,
Comac Motor Inn, that shithole.
I know. That place is too old. We used to go there.
All right.
No. We have plenty of time.
I know all about the Comac motor.
Nice.
It's getting late, guys. I have work in the morning.
You might didn't know about your mother, right? You thought of this quiet lady that sits home and cleans
Just
all
no
day,
one's
right?
listening. Go ahead and tell us all about it. Go ahead.
I could tell you.
Yeah?
I could tell you in my 67 years, I got some good stories. For you.
I
right,
bet.
let's,
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great. Keegs,
This is the Hershey and the Keegs.
Yeah. This will stay Hershey and the Keegs.
Right.
But
There
it
you
won't
go.
be you, though.
I'm getting Amanda back on, and we're gonna.
You know what we're going to
But
do?
then, Mark, I keep wanting to ask you though, because I know you grew up in Valley Stream. Right? You went to Valley Stream Central, was it?
I went to Valley Stream South High School. I was in the south side of town, yeah.
Because I'm sure I know people. In fact, my niece is actually a guidance counselor there now.
And which school is that?
Valley Stream South.
Is that
Melissa.
right?
Oh yeah, my
Yeah.
cousin Melissa Keegan.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Why don't we just go through all the names that you guys might know about right now?
Yeah, right? I'm sure we know a lot of the same people.
I'm sure we
I
do.
know that you know Michelle Urbanic. Is that how you say her last name?
Of course I know Michelle. Absolutely. Yeah.
I've seen her a couple of times. So I met her through her brother,
Yes.
Steve.
Yeah.
He used to do mortgages for us. And I always rent her mom's apartment out for her when she gets needs a new tenant.
For when you
We,
Mark Hirschman at 12:30 in the morning.
We used to when I had a day job before things hit, big, obviously, and I had to do that. We used to work together years ago. She's salt of the earth. She's a great kid. Yeah.
The whole family is great. She's
Yeah.
great. In fact, she is a, what do you call it, where she marries people? What do you call
A minister,
a priest, a rabbi.
Officiant.
officiant,
it? Fishing, right, exactly.
Is she efficient?
So,
fisherman.
yeah, so
She likes
she
to go
2 years
fishing?
ago. Two
Yeah.
years ago, she married one of the girls in my office, and we had the honor of being at that wedding. Yeah, it was
Wow.
very nice. She did a great job. Yeah.
You know what? When it's time for our day, you and ours, the fact that we have the mutual friends that'll save on
Yeah.
the wedding. We'll
I think
just-
we're going to save all around. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have a
she's
great
good,
Mark
videographer.
Hirschman.
yeah. This
I
is
have a great
good.
videographer. I have a lot of people. Yes, we'll do
You know
good.
he's Jewish, right?
Mama
I know.
Keegs,
I love Jewish men. People think I'm Jewish.
you do sound a little Jewy. There's no question. You have a little bit.
lot of people think that I'm Jewish. In fact, Carla made me matzo ball soup tonight.
Oh yeah, that's right. I have matzo
I'm
balls
just
with him.
curious, and you could be honest. I would assume that Mike Sr. does not doesn't even know that there is a podcast. The Mike's dad does not even know that there is one. Is that fair to say?
He does know. In fact, he's sitting here with me right now.
So he has no interest in it. Do you and Grace and Patty, you guys still tuning in once in a while? Will you listen here or there?
We do, yes.
I know Patty
Usually
does all the time.
Yeah, because usually when you guys are doing the podcast, I'm like, oh my God, we got to, tune into it.
Yeah.
And he will listen to it. He's very aware of it.
Well, that's good.
But now he just asked me now, though, because he overheard about the Comac motor. And so I got
Oh, God.
There you go. You're
All
blowing up everyone's spots, Mark.
All right, so you go,
Yeah.
you take the punishment like you're supposed to right now. Go ahead.
I will.
Mike, you better
And
get
I'll
home,
see you
Mike.
soon.
You better-
Bye.
Thank you so
Love
much.
you.
All right, guys, take care. Have a
Love
good
you.
night.
Bye. So
Bye.
long. Night, night.
Oh, my goodness.
You better get home quick.
Sorry, I'm distracted. I'm sending Barbie doll a dick pic right now.
That's right. How many does she need already? She has a whole picture album already.
It's not mine. It's Xavier Howard's.
Oh, Jesus. Can you imagine you go home and they're in a full-blown just tussle?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
The Jew?
Not a
Out of all people, the Jew?
not a Jew.
What a Jew face.
What did you face?
Mike Keegan birth certificate, place of conception, room 204, Comac Motor Inn.
Oh.
That's Chuck Fox with that.
It's funny. It's interesting, though. Your mom wanted to, she wanted
Yeah,
to.
she was giving up a lot of information there.
That was
Yeah.
fun.
That's pretty impressive, actually.
She's been nipping the old sauce a little bit tonight.
Where did your mom grow up?
Franklin Square.
So it would make sense that she'd be at the Comac Motor Inn.
Yeah, really.
Geographically, it's so close.
50,000 motels between
It's
Franklin
like-
Square and Comac.
And she's been at all. She had gotten banned from every one of them. It looks like it's back to Comac. Let's hit the Sacticos. Go ahead and.
Jesus.
She's a fun lady.
What goes on?
She's a fun lady, and I'm glad that
She's a
we.
saint.
Yeah, she's good people, and I'm glad that she was honest about our relationship together.
Too honest.
Yeah. Now, do you think? So me and Mikey got a big show coming up. I started an invite for it December 1st. It's at. So let's talk about this because I have had a lot of people that have already bought tickets. I have had people who've already responded yes on the invite. The show is Friday night, December 1st. It's at the Brokerage Comedy Club in Belmore. The show will start at 10:30. People can start getting there 9:45, 10 o'clock or so. The one negative question I've gotten, because people have to be negative, is why so late? So the answer is this. I'll be very, very candid. In order for us to get a Friday or Saturday show, it would have to be, if we wanted it to be in a main room like the Brokerage Comedy Club, it would have to be a late show because obviously they have booked heavy shows here.
The club has
established
their
already.
own house shows that are prime time 8 o'clock shows.
So we could get the little room, the giggle room here at Governor's on a Friday or Saturday night at an early time. The issue is twofold. Number one, it's not going to be able to accommodate the amount of people that we're going to have for this show.
Yeah.
I anticipate approaching 200 people for this show,
Yes.
or 100 something at the very least. So that's number one. Number two, my personal feeling about it is that I prefer to work in a little bit of a bigger room, where the giggle room, when you have 90 people in there, it's tight.
Yeah.
It's a great room for comedy, but it's the stage is a little bit small.
Yeah.
It gets a little warm in there for me, and I just prefer to work the Brokerage, where I started doing stand-up 13 plus years ago.
Brokerage is one of my favorite rooms.
Yeah,
in the
I mean, it's
country.
my
It
favorite room.
Probably is my favorite.
It's my
room in
number
the
one
country.
room. It's where I first did stand up. So to answer your question, people who are complaining about the time, listen, there's no one that's going to be coming to the show that's 90 years old. Everyone's going to be in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever. You'll be home by 12 o'clock, 12:15.
Yeah, the show's over at midnight. You're home by 12:30. You're not. People aren't going to bed on a Friday night
Exactly
at
not.
12 o'clock.
Exactly right. And to me, the reason we picked that date, and I had this conversation with someone a couple of weeks ago. Someone was telling me how they hate the holidays, they don't look forward to it. I happen to love from Thanksgiving to New Year's, that period of time, I think it's a holiday every day.
Exactly.
People are in a better mood. There's music playing. There's Christmas lights. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that the energy that night at that room is going to be intense.
I think it is too.
It's gonna be
I
a
think it
great
is, too.
show.
Like you said, I have a bunch of people who have already committed to coming.
Yeah. It's gonna great bunch of comics. Me, you, Brandon Lacaruba, Richie Byrne, Patty O'Rourke.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
it's a powerhouse show.
It's gonna be a great show. And so what we do is we ask people to look past the late time.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, people, but there was a time.
Sleep in an extra hour on Saturday.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
listen.
come out and party. And
For
have a
some
good
of us,
time.
it wasn't that many years ago that we weren't even going out till 11 o'clock at night,
Exactly,
11:30.
yeah.
So you're still going to be home by 12:15 or so. I just don't want to hear it. Like you know, like I've gotten a lot of texts in the past few months since I hadn't been performing. We want to see you perform. This is why I'm doing it. All kidding aside, I'm doing it for the people.
Exactly.
The masses have asked me to come back.
The masses have asked you to come back.
Yeah.
You have a great following. You have a great
Yep.
people behind you.
Yep.
Myself and Richie Byrne have a lot of mutual friends from all the bars that we hang out at.
Right.
They're always asking, when are you guys doing a show together at the brokerage, at Governor's? That's really where everyone wants to go to see comedy.
Yeah.
You want to go to the comedy clubs.
Yep.
So I'm like, let's just do it. Let's get everybody out. Let's get a big room and just have a party.
Yeah, I would say out of the two best comedy rooms that I've ever done, out of the two rooms I've ever worked in.
You don't need my mother's number anymore.
No, I have your mother's number. I happen to think a packed room at Governor's is unbelievable. When you get that crowd, there's no better feeling.
Absolutely.
You know, at least from what I've experienced.
Yeah.
And I've done firehouses and I've done halls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think the brokerage, if you just get 100-something people at the brokerage, there is no better place to see comedy.
It's the
period.
best room. Yeah, absolutely.
Period. There's no. It's something about the acoustics, the way the crowd is right around the stage on both sides.
I've worked all over the country. That's a prime A room right there.
Yeah. So that is, and the truth is this: I have not worked all over the country, although I have had opportunity. You know what I've done with it. Are other comedy clubs throughout the country? Are there any that have the similar type of buzz as a Governor's or a brokerage comedy club?
The only one that I kind of compared to the brokerage, with the like you said, with the acoustics and just the way that the crowd reacts, is the Ice House in Pasadena, California. That was my other.
Oh, I forgot that you worked in the Ice House.
That was like it's like a replica of the brokerage. Like it's set up the same.
Wow.
And it really just felt like the brand. And it out of all the clubs I've done in the country, those are the two that really stick out. And you know, brokerage is obviously my home club, but when I was at the Ice House out there, it felt very similar to being here.
Okay. Well, so that's basically, you know, so that show's going to be here before you know it. It's 2 months, but we're going to be pushing it. I'm going to probably, I don't know if I told you this, but I was asked to do a couple of gigs previous to that. One the night before here at Governor's.
Oh, yeah?
But I'm not going to push those. I'm going to push the show that we're producing because that's a Herschy and Keegs holiday show.
Yeah, it's our brand. Maybe we'll sell some merch. We'll
probably sell some merch. I don't think.
Maybe we'll get some T-shirts made up. We'll get the catchphrase.
Yeah.
Our picture on the front, catchphrase on the back.
Yeah.
You know, we'll have somebody pick it this week or next week, and we'll get some merch. We'll sell some T-shirts at the show.
A couple of T-shirts.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
People will definitely buy it. Holiday gifts, stuff like that.
$15 a pop, 2 for $20. How about that?
Whew. That doesn't sound bad, Tony, at all.
I like it.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, you know, one of the reasons why I had kind of slowed down on performing a little bit was just because you know, it's a lot for me with the anxiety and you know, obviously the combination of putting a lot of time into the podcast, but there've been enough people that have texted me and called me, and sure shit, every fucking person who has said to me, "When are you performing next?" They better be there.
Unless we'll be calling you every single day.
Yeah, I mean, unless God forbid there's something or you're out of town.
Yeah.
But people sitting at home for bullshit reasons that it's too late.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it.
This is it.
This is going to be a big show.
Yeah.
You won't regret it. You're going to have a great time. Have a couple of drinks with us. We'll be hanging out after the show at the bar.
Yeah, we're going to do a meet and greet afterwards.
We'll do a meet and greet.
Free. We're not even going to charge for
We won't charge for that.
Yeah.
We won't charge for that.
Yeah.
So that's really it. All right. That hour went as lightning quick as ever.
Seriously.
Let's. What do you got coming up on the immediate sense? What do you have coming up?
Speaking of great comedy rooms in the country, this Friday night I will be at the Comedy Works in Bristol, Pennsylvania.
That's a great room, from what I understand.
Great room.
Yeah.
I'm actually it's my first headlining weekend at the club there. I've been working there for years.
Yeah, great.
Super excited. So that's Friday night, 8 o'clock in Bristol, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Comedy Works.
Yeah.
If you're in the area, get your tickets now.
Sure.
And the following week, I really want to push this show also. I'm going to be at Paisanos in East Rutherford, New Jersey with the Comedy Shop.
Oh, wow.
And I'm also closing that show out, too. So
Stop it.
I'm super excited about that one. It's the first time they're having me close also. So the next
Wow,
2
dude.
weeks, if you guys can make it out to Jersey or Pennsylvania, I would really be grateful if you could buy some tickets.
So I just want to, and we'll go to Tony and talk about his murder mystery tour, whatever he's got coming up. But let's just talk for a second. What you guys are seeing here slowly happening in front of our eyes is that Mike Keegan, who when I started, he came a little bit after me. He was doing open mics, and then he progressed to hosting. And then after years and years of toiling as a middle act, he is actually, you're seeing it right in front of your eyes right now, that he is starting to close rooms.
Yeah, look at that.
And that is a big deal in the world of a comic. It doesn't happen for everybody, but the fact that he's starting to close legitimate rooms, we kid about shit on this show all the time. That's a big deal. That's a big deal for him. That's a big deal for his family. Big deal for his future in this business. So
Should be a household name.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
absolutely.
God knows
seriousness,
It's
really.
crazy.
That funny.
Thank you.
It's
guys.
crazy. I mean, you think he would do a better job of promoting our show, but that's that's for after the show in the parking lot when I'm screaming at him, when people are coming by wondering why I'm yelling at him. But it's a big deal for me. I love the kid. He's doing great. So go support him if you're in PA, if you're in Ronkonkoma, whatever shows he's got going on. Go ahead and see Mike Keegan. And then we have Tony has Tony and Tina's wedding coming up, or whatever you call that thing.
Go to govs.com because we have a date in October at McGuire's, and then in December we're back at the Brokerage and McGuire's doing holiday versions of our mob.
So for our Suffolk County people who live out in Bohemia and they want to have a different experience where it's not just a regular comedy show, go see Tony's troupe. Apparently, anyone that I've ever known who has gone to it has had a blast.
Thank you.
And then there's Tony on it. There's a local comedian named Jeff Bosey who's very funny, and he wears a dress.
Yes,
told
he
me.
does. Yep.
He's great, and I know that Tony has other people that have been doing it for a long time. So we're doing things, guys. We're moving, we're shaking, and we appreciate you guys watching. And as we say all the time, the biggest gift that you can give us besides watching is just take the link that when we send it to you, and when you go on Facebook or YouTube, and just send it to one person.
It costs you nothing to share the show.
Just share it. It's a big gift for us. All kidding aside, it's a big gift for us. We appreciate you, but we'll appreciate you even more if you continue to share the show. And thank you. We love you, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Bye, guys.